Hello, welcome to Mama Sue's Kitchen. I'm going to share a recipe with you today that I found on Pinterest, and I just love this person that shared this recipe. I loved watching her. Her Instagram page is Stove Top Kisses. And she shared a recipe for some southern candied yams. And y'all, it's so easy. All she said to do is, she said take 4 large sweet potatoes and peel them, wash them, pat them dry, and cut them into circles. And that's what I've done. Now, first of all, we're going to take, and this is what she said, you take 2 tablespoons of water, and I've measured it out. She said, don't you put more than 2 tablespoons of water or it'll be stew. So, after I put that 2 tablespoons of water in the bottom of, she said, a medium pot, you're going to put half of your potatoes, which would be 2 of mine, in the bottom of that. And then you're going to, you'll use 1 cup of brown sugar and 1 cup of white sugar, but you're going to divide it because you're only going to put half of it on this layer. So I'm just going to put it around. Looks about right, and I'm going to put half of a cup of brown sugar on here. Okay, and then we're going to put 1 teaspoon of salt. The recipe calls for 2. So you're going to put 1 teaspoon now. Just sprinkle that all around. Now you're going to put the other half of potatoes on top of that. And what I loved about seeing this recipe is once you turn it on, you're not going to have to touch it for about 10 to 12 minutes. And then you're only going to take these top layers off and turn them over. You're not going to stir it up. I mean, this is so simple, but I'm going to tell you, hers looks like old-timey candied yams. Now we're going to take the other half of that cup of sugar, and we're just going to spread it around in case there's any lumps. There was one little one. I found that I'm finding more lumps in my sugar, but they're soft enough to break up. Then your other half cup of brown sugar. Woo, that's going to be good. Okay. Your other teaspoon of salt. Okay. Now we're going to put a tablespoon, she said about a tablespoon of cinnamon. I think instead of me measuring it, I'm just going to give it a good, all right. A tablespoon. And then nutmeg is optional. Well, Harold really is not real fond of nutmeg, so let me show you what I'm going to do. Just give it a pinch. Okay. And then we're going to put 2 teaspoons of vanilla over the top of this. Now, all the liquid that we have in there so far is 2 tablespoons of water at the bottom, because the sweet potatoes will make water. But I'm going to come over here, and once it starts cooking, she says, don't you put the lid all the way on it. You put it about like that, and you're just wanting the steam to steam in there, but you want some of it to come up. And what we'll do then, when it starts cooking, is I'm going to put this on about like that, and I'm going to set my timer for 12 minutes, and then I'll be back when the 12 minutes are over after I start timing it. Okay, that has cooked with the lid halfway on for 12 minutes. Now I'm going to come over to my stove, and I'm going to show you, this is what it looks like. All you're going to do is take your fork, and you're going to push these over that still had the brown sugar on them, just so they're in that good old juice. And then we're just going to set our timer for 12 more minutes. We're not going to stir them. She said don't stir them. Just push them down in that good syrup. Okay, we're almost there, and we're going to push it down. There's one more. Okay. And then, just like we did before, just push them down in there. Make sure they're down in there. Okay. Then, we're going to put this lid halfway again like that. 12 more minutes. And then we'll be back. Okay, it cooked for 12 minutes again. You saw that I just took my fork and I pushed everything down and let it cook, and it's just bubbly. Now, the very last thing that you're going to do is you're going to take a half a stick of butter. This is a whole stick, so I'm only going to do half. And then I'm just going to cut just in cubes and put it around. You know, in the South, we think everything is better with butter. And it is. Now, I've removed it, as you can see, from the stove. I'm going to put my lid on it until the butter melts, and it'll be ready to eat. And then I'll put it on a plate and show you what it looks like after the butter melts. Y'all, the butter melted on these yams, and they are delicious. I'm telling you, it's just like I remember my mama making. Now, I have, every Thanksgiving, I make a sweet potato casserole, but y'all, this was so easy. And this is something that I plan to just have for supper on just nothing special. But it's very good. You saw how easy it was. And the recipe will be on my website, MamasueSouthernKitchen.com. And this is one of Stovetop Kisses recipes, and it is very, very good. Yeah, I just want to thank you so much for praying for me during my bout with cancer and during my chemo. As you know, yesterday I finished my chemo treatments, and I'm so thankful that that journey is behind me. And this is my breast cancer awareness shirt that is for sale. If any of you would like one, you could find it on my website also, and the proceeds from it would go to a breast cancer center. But anyway, remember to be salt and light. Jesus loves you, and smile and tell others that they're important because Jesus loves them. And you're to be the light in this dark world. I'll be back soon.